I welcome you all to MOOC's course entitled Community Engagement and Social Responsibility. We will be discussing Unit 1 titled Community Engagement. Unit 1 has been divided into two modules. Today, we will be discussing Module 2 of Unit 1 titled Local Community, Rural Culture and Practice of Community Engagement. In the third part of Module 2, we will be studying about the rural community development and important areas for rural community development. In the previous part, we studied about the features of rural community development. What are the areas and what type of development is required in the rural community and how we are going to do that. So, rural community development, the goal of rural community development is to provide living conditions. Basically, the improved living conditions we need to provide through the variety of techniques and activities. The Indian population lives in rural regions or villages about 70%, approximately 70 to 70. So, still the very good number of people are living in the villages or in the rural community itself. Okay, so that's why it also becomes very important to improve the overall nation's economy, GDP, and overall progress or the development of the country depends that when we are improving the condition and position of the people who are living in the rural community. Okay, that is the reason the rural community development is very much required. Even you must remember that in 2015 sustainable development goals, they must be met by 2030 in terms of social, economic and environmental goals. These have revised also in 2021. Again, there are sustainable development goals came. So what happened? The idea is that these sustainable development goals are saying that by 2030, there should be the upliftment in terms of social status, in terms of economic status, in terms of environmental goals also. Like some of the things we can collect as the sustainable development goals, like the education for all. The primary education must be there for everybody. The minimum we are trying, we'll have to remove the poverty from the country itself. Okay, we'll have to bring upward the people who are living below the poverty line. So these are some sustainable development goals, and this is also the responsibility when we are talking about the rural community development. So there are certain aims of rural community development, what they want to improve in these rural areas. So rural development including social, cultural and economic issues. When we are talking about the rural development, so rural development will take place only when you are developing the social, cultural and economic aspect. It is not the case that you are only trying or making the arrangement to earn their livelihood in better way. So that will only solve their economic issue. But if you are not working for their social issues, like as we have already discussed about the caste system. So if you are not working for that, so there will be no social upliftment. If you are not working on the cultural aspects which are not good for the rural community at all, so we are not doing the overall development. So rural development include the social, cultural and economic issues. All issues needs to be covered. Then the villages are becoming more self-assured. When we are doing the rural community development, villages will become more self-assured. They'll be able to earn the livelihood also in the better, and they'll be able to run and live in the society also with more respect. Then agriculture and related fields such as animal husbandry are also developing. What it means now, the people, the rural community development is required in terms that the people should not only depends upon the agriculture, but the related fields also, like how they can go for the farming. Other than this farming, they can go for animal. They can develop the farmhouses and they can earn the better livelihood by that. Okay, in the terms of fishing, in terms of the cow or animals which they are keeping, and with the help of that the dairy they are able to develop. the help of that the milk. So that we are saying that animal husbandry are also developing in terms of rural community development. Then better communication, health, sanitation, housing and educational facilities, they all are the priority of the rural community development. Okay. So we'll have to provide the better communication. How better communication is there? Okay, we are providing the modes of communication, variety of modes. Okay, for health purpose, there must be the hospitals set up in the rural community itself. Proper sanitation facility must be there. The housing system should be somehow changed and improved instead of the mud houses which are very risky even in times of heavy rains or flood. So we should go for the houses which are made by the bricks more strong, and we should also work for educational facilities. So rural community would definitely develop. Then other than this, the rural community development aim is that cottage industry development. You can see here the women are engaged in some kind of the production or which called as the cottage industry. So we are giving some, they have some skills available and the material is also available in the nearby areas, and after giving them some training, they are able to produce these small items, okay, and they can start their own businesses and they will earn better. So cottage industry development should be promoted. Then increasing the number of job options. By doing this cottage industry development, there will be more job options available other than agriculture. People will also start working in this, or if the male members are engaged in the agriculture work, then females can be engaged in these cottage industry works also. Then cooperative initiatives are being developed, and the rural community development aims for the women and children's right. Okay, there should be. Women should also have the right for higher education or to earn their livelihood, and children should have the right of their basic education. So there are various programs or the areas for rural community development. Okay, so what are the important areas where we need to work as rural community development? So agriculture is the one area or the program where you can work for improvement. Transportation and communication, as we discussed, health and sanitation facilities we need to provide. Education is must, improved education must be there. Okay, cottage industry we have discussed, and in cottage industry it is also important that to run that cottage industry successfully, we need to provide them the training. Okay, once they have started and then they are not getting, they don't have any skills, they don't have any knowledge that from where they can collect the fund, how they can take this cottage industry at a level higher, how they can expand their business. So that type of training is also required to run the successfully that industry in the long run. Okay, housing facilities must be improved. We need to work for the social welfare of the society. Rural manpower programs are to be run. The will constructions and nutrition program. Okay, because in the rural areas we find this is also the problem. One major problem is that the children are facing this the problem, or they are suffering from the various diseases due to malnutrition. So that's why this is also one of the area where we need to focus. So these are basically all the areas where we need or the community development is required in the rural areas specifically. So, in this part, we studied about the rural community development and important areas for rural community development. In the next part, we will study about the changes in Indian rural lifestyle and health facilities available in rural areas. Thank you.